King is back, baby. I'm on gas. No breaks with it. It's fat.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Turnbuckle Weekly Podcast. I am your host, Casey, and with me is my co-host, my hetero life mate, my bosom buddy, Leon. How you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm back. Excited for another episode.
Yes, I got to tell you before we get into what this episode's about, there is a storm going on right now.
Sorry.
We're going to try to clean up the audio as best we can, but no promises. But I want to tell you, so we got a little bit of feedback from our buddy Brad, the RC vendor, the RC vendor up at the store, and he just made me realize that, like, if I would have taken a shot every time you said I would have died. We're gonna work on that.
Well,
man, I gotta drive.
Let's not do that.
Originally, we had an episode planned, but we're gonna do something a little different today. We'll get to what that plan is.
Okay.
Towards the end of the show. Excuse me, got a little burp ski going on there. Had some buffalo wings for lunch today. But it was Leon's idea. He wanted to do this little segment here where we are going to give our predictions very quick, rapid fire, so we can get down to the meat and the nuts of this whole thing. We are going to give our predictions on WWE 400, which we will be sitting front row.
That's right.
Always
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Always front row at these shows. It's $15 to get front row. It's limited seating, so you do have to message into Facebook and let them know, hey, this is how much money it's going to be. But I think last time it was $60 to get all of us in.
$60 for four of us, and we got center ring.
And one ticket to a WWE show that was in the nosebleeds, it wasn't $60.
No.
$80.
Yeah.
$17,000 for floor seats right now in SummerSlam.
That's crazy.
And not even the better floor seats.
Yeah, and that's per person. So if you take a family of four, it's almost $80,000 probably.
Almost too much money is what it is.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
see where the WWE, sure, you don't know their names from television.
That's right.
Whatever, dude. It's pretty indie level stuff, but it's such a good show. It's such a good product. So I'm not gonna sit here and say wholesome. They do curse. They do things like this. I say it as an all ages show. If you're a fat neck beard in your 30s and you like hearing profanity, cool. There's gonna be some profanity. Not every character's out there. F this and kiss my big stuff.
Yeah.
And we're not doing all that, but some of the guys are, F-bombs will fly, a couple S-bombs, things like that. So, some words that on the old show I would have just said.
We're steering for PG-13, people.
Yeah, PG-13. It means I'm allowed one F word, and I didn't even hit it last time. So I'm going to try not to use it. I'm going to use it like a Marvel movie. There's going to be 20 years of these shows, and then I'm going to be open the door, or we'll bleep me. We'll find a cool
we can do a bleep.
Me. Maybe we'll get LA Knight going, and we'll have him bleep me or something.
Beep.
Or we'll make friends with a couple of the guys in WWE and maybe get them to record sound bites.
Good.
I'd love to have Vanderpool going, big man, every time I say a bad word. That would be great. But anyway, a rude word. No rude words.
Oh, no.
So anyway, I've lost track because I'm sitting here riffing.
That's all right.
We're gonna do our predictions on the card. And I'm gonna rattle them through real fast. So now this is not in order of how it's gonna go. This is just how they're listed.
And there have been other matches listed since we decided that maybe we should do this. I'm going to find
that. So I've got one list and then a second list. So to start off this first one, it is Munchie Gonzalez versus Tower Santos and my boy Mad Max. You have no idea. Max probably doesn't remember me, but he might. I might not be giving myself enough credit. But I did interview Max as my first show back after the original split up and me trying to regroup. And that went for a good couple months, but I just had to step away again, had a baby and things.
I was looking through on the files, and December 21st or December 14th of 23, you interviewed Mad Max.
So Mad Max is awesome. He is hilarious. It's one of my favorite episodes I've ever recorded. There are very few guys since I've been doing this, and ladies as well, not to discriminate, and some others, you know what I mean, Some people have come out since then as, having different pronouns and such. I don't want to sit down and chase them all around, but, I just want to give respect. Everybody gets equal time on this show. But there are some people, I guess, good way to put it. There are some people that I've interviewed on this show that I've just been kind of like, okay, that was a fun episode. They were fun to talk to. But then there's people that stand out. The creature feature John Campbell at IWE in Michigan. The natural born killer Trevor Strad. That's my homie. Like, these two guys are like, I've known John for 15 years. I've known Trevor Strad for a few years. Laura Phoenix. There's just some people that I've known for some time and have churned out some bangers. But then there's some people I haven't really met before. It churned out some bangers. One of those is returning. We'll tell you at the end of the show. But what was I saying? I've been ripping, dude. I've been ripping anyway, I'm just joking. But like very, very few times do you do something like this and find people that you really like genuinely connect with and have a good show with. And Dash was
awesome.
And
so
he comes from right here.
He does. So a little bit of little review, I guess you could say. For those that missed the first podcast, it is up. It is live.
Yes.
We have
some good reviews.
We've stayed connected with Dash since then. He's a genuine person.
He's a genuine fella.
You talk to him, and I told my wife, I said, I feel like I've known Dash forever.
Yeah, I really feel like I've known him for a long time because our stories just connect so well. And that's what I love. Very few people you get. Hopefully, I've got my eyes on one of the guys on this card. I haven't reached out to him yet, but hopefully, that's what I'm hoping happens when I reach out to this one fellow that I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to say who it is. But
let's not do that.
So that first match, Munchie Gonzalez versus Tower Santos and Mad Max. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Tower Santos is walking away with this win.
Probably.
I mean, he's got Mex in his corner. Mex is unpredictable.
He is.
He's pretty dangerous with that cane. And I mean, he was a pretty bad old boy back in the day.
Back when he's got 45 years in professional wrestling.
To be honest with you, I don't even think Mex remembers how long.
And he was, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, he was one of the best to step foot for his size to ever do it.
He is a little guy, and that's what people think. They're just like, oh, Mex is a little guy. Mex, before all those surgery, man, Mex could move.
Mex could fly, man.
But we're going to see how that goes. Tower Santos, again, a talent, man. I expect to see him somewhere down the road, NWA, a TNA. I actually know someone who's on that TNA roster. He's not anymore, but that was a feather in my cap for a little while. I interviewed somebody on the TNA roster way before he was on the TNA roster. So we both agree Tower Santos, Mad Max.
That's right.
Away with this victory. So we'll just keep on moving. We are going Ray Waddell versus Jones.
Okay, so little backstory about Jones.
Yeah, now forgive me, I'm not familiar with this roster. The roster I'm familiar with is like Star Kid and Mikey and
some of the older guys from back in the day.
Nick Depp, and these are the guys I'm more familiar with.
So Jones, originally, I believe, when he debuted with WWE, had like a cowboy gimmick, almost like a Bob Orton, Stan Hansen type thing, but he was goofy. Mm-hmm. He's now switched to like a dark, almost like a Satanist type gimmick.
I love him already.
That's a tough one. I'm going to have to give it to Ray, though. Pinky's up.
You know what? Pinky's up and everything. Like I do enjoy High Society.
I've got to give it to Ray.
But I'm going Jones, man.
Okay.
I'm going Jones.
We'll see.
You said the magic words. I love dark characters, man. I always have. The Undertaker drew me to this business. Mankind drew me even further. Gangrel fascinated me. I've always liked these dark characters. Bray Wyatt, favorite. I've decided the next tattoo I get, I'm getting that moth. Little tribute. I'm going to get it on my hand, I think.
Top of the hand?
Yeah, Chelsea signed off on hand tattoos.
Oh, Lord.
So, well, hopefully this little business deal we've been working on, not to spoil anything, we're not going to get into that, but we've been working on a little business deal. Maybe that comes through and I can get tattoos on my face because then I don't have to worry about having a good job.
Let's not do that.
Listen, it doesn't matter. If I own a company, I can have tattoos.
Listen, we're not going to do that.
I can have tattoos on my face.
Whatever.
Let's go. So we're going to go Dakota France, Game Time Onyx. And I'm going to go ahead and give the first one here.
Onyx.
Dakota France, tough guy, man. We saw him hit the concrete.
He splattered like a bug on a windshield.
How he got up and walked away, I don't know. I'm sure the next day really sucked for him.
So we're sitting here talking with a guy who was in the business for a little while and loves professional wrestling. And remind you, there's no crash pads. It's solid
And
concrete.
he just hit the concrete.
And he face planted that concrete and made Casey go like, wow. Like,
Yeah,
man.
I was going, dude, that hurts. And I've done some stupid stuff, especially backyard wrestling.
But his landing was rough.
Like, just in the backyard, getting power bombed on the steps to a gazebo in a I'm really sorry, in a cemetery. I grew up in a really small town in Alabama, so the people who actually know me know exactly what I'm talking about when I say I took a power bomb in the gazebo. Because all you got to say is the gazebo, and it didn't matter if you lived a town over. Everybody knows what she's talking about. But yeah, it hurt. He's a tough guy, man. But Game Time Onyx, man, he's hungry.
Onyx is looking for that championship, man.
He's hungry. Well, I mean, MK Swift got his medal tested for sure. And
But see, here comes the thing, though. Ryan Ramsey took the belt from MK Swift.
Yeah.
So, they're going to have some kind of a match to get that belt back. Or it's going to be Onyx versus Ramsey versus MK. Never know.
Great match, though. Ramsey's got some promise, man.
He's a talented kid, man.
But I'm going Josh Onyx, or excuse me, Game Time Onyx.
Well, let's go Game Time.
I'm going Game Time on this one. And then we're going to go down here. Our next one is Josiah versus Clay Williams. Again, these are two people that I'm not super familiar with.
I'm a little bit familiar with Clay, just because I follow him on Facebook real heavy.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a whiner. A kid. He's a kid. He's a kid in a grown man's sport.
Hey, listen, we really want you to come on the show. Don't listen to him.
We do. We gotta.
You're alienating our guests by being by being biased.
He fits the bill. It fits his gimmick.
I'm just
okay.
gonna say, but I'm gonna pick a name. I'm gonna say Josiah.
Okay, we'll go with that.
That's what
I don't even know who that is, but all right.
Why do you guys say it like that, man? Like, it's not. He doesn't
I know
mean it
of
rude.
him. I don't mean it to be rude.
We're new to these shows. We're sorry, guys. Please don't hate us forever. Then the WWE Championship, which we saw change hands
We did.
from Vanderpool.
It was awesome.
Dude, I'm super into Vanderpool. Like,
Little man.
that dude was so entertaining.
He was.
Like, that's another one that, like, if wrestling would just get over dudes with size, that'd be a guy I'd see on TV.
He is the mix to me, a MJF.
He's very like that.
He's very MJF-ish.
I would, and the arrogance. We haven't
The
really heard
arrogance,
him talk,
yeah.
But the arrogance he has, where he walks around just he's so fun.
But
Anyway,
when you look at like his size and stature, he's almost like a Bob Backlund. He's kind of smaller, but he's built with
but
power.
scrappy.
Yeah, he's
You know what I mean?
scrappy.
So anyway, Alexander Knight, the WWE champion, will defend his title against Tony Evans. I am not very familiar with Tony Evans. I know the name. I've seen some of the work. Not super familiar.
So Superior Tony Evans is currently on the OVW roster in Louisville. He is actually a Breckenridge County boy, graduated from Breck County, where we are from.
Interesting.
He got a job in WWA, went from them to OVW, and he's been making some home appearances. Our produce guy, Brandon, actually graduated a year ahead of Tony in school.
Is familiar with him.
So,
yeah. I'm going to go Alexander Knight.
I'm going to go Tony, man. He's a big boy. But storyline, kayfabe, Alexander's good, though. He could pull it off.
Let's kayfabe? Go.
It's a made-up word.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I made it. Let's go.
Real. People are fun.
Let's go Alexander on this one.
All right, then I'm going to go here. So added, we have Portland Moore versus the returning Logan Abel.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. We had a very small audio problem. So I'm going to go to the next match. Will be Cortland Moore and Logan Abel. I'm going Cortland Moore.
Yeah, probably.
I really liked him. You know what I mean? Then here we go. Vanderpool versus Jet Mosley. Jet was fun to watch.
He was fun
to watch, but I'm going with the big man.
Let's do it.
I'm going with the big man, Vanderpool. And then a match has got a little bit of a friend of the show in it. There's going to be a 6-man tag match with the Southside Wrecking Crew versus Dash Licardo and Natural Causes, who you're a really big fan of.
I am a
right
huge fan of Natural Causes.
I would love to interview them.
They are
be super
awesome.
Fun. I think they're going to be our first tag team we go
Fun
after.
fact, everybody in that match trained together and graduated together.
Now let me tell you, man, the Southside Wrecking Crew. Like I don't remember their names, right? But you had the dude that was in the jumpsuit, the black jumpsuit, and then you had the guys who came out during the tag team match, right? They did a tag team move.
It was awesome.
That I just have never thought about before. Doing that Death Valley Driver, throw him over
into a jackhammer.
Into the other guy doing a jackhammer out of it. That was a sweet move.
And it flowed.
It was so good. I'm a big tag team wrestling guy. I really like tag team wrestling, so that's what I'm gonna go with. That, people, is our prediction. Which, hey, it's what I told you at work, man. We talk about this at work. While we're making our money, and we're like, hey, go do your job. We're like, so anyway, the podcast.
That's right.
I need a toothpick up. So we're gonna try to keep this as a shorter episode because I'm gonna go home and cook some dinner for the family. And I really want this soup. It's my mom's recipe for vegetable soup. And I miss my mom's cooking here and there. So now I'm just going to kind of hit it up.
Then drop one.
I had a toothpick up, man. I got to get my Scott Hall going.
That's right. Hey, yo.
That's
actually really
I
good.
haven't podcasted where I can't smoke a cigarette or like openly hit my vape.
Sorry.
You're fine. I miss cigarettes, but at the same time I don't. Because it was an awful habit that made me just miserable all the time. But anyway, so we wanted to just let everybody know that, like, we are going to be doing this pretty consistently. We might have a break or two here and there. We will try to bank some episodes for when those things happen. But today was kind of an impromptu episode, so it kind of feels like it's on the fly. And that's because we wanted to tease some things we have in the future.
That's right.
So I just want to get down to it. We have our next guest, who I believe we're talking to on Monday, one former Star Kid, now Devin Parker, very close. I would say, I'm going to say we're friends. We do talk a lot. We've gotten close over the time. I bought some of his merch because I really like it. Wore it to the last WWE show.
Nice.
Was going to wear it to SmackDown, but I was like, what are the chances that Devin also came to SmackDown? And he was there.
He was, yeah.
It upset me. I could have been like, dude, look for the guy wearing your shirt. And he would have said, because we've only met through podcasts. That's what I really like about this, is the friends I've made. And I've never been in the same room with half of them. But we all still, a lot of us still stay in touch here and there and, like, have a good time. But we'll be doing that, interviewing him. And then we had an episode that I had a great idea on. I think it's a great idea. I think I've still got to kind of sell you on it. But I think when we sit down and we start doing it, it's going to flow out of you like crazy, and it's a very informational episode. As we have stated before, Leon, very, very strong in his faith. He's very devout. It means a lot to him. I have no faith to speak of, so I have no real dog in the fight, but there was a story that I told him that inspired this episode when I was 8 or 9. We went to a church function, a church we'd never been to before. If I remember it correctly, I'm sure my mom would correct it, but she wasn't there, so how would she know? Mm-hmm. But I got sent to this thing, and it was like, there were food and games and fun stuff, and then after it was over, there was like a little, like a sermon. And the guy gets up there and he starts giving his sermon. He gets about 10, 15 minutes into it, and he starts looking across the crowd because it's all kids. He's just talking to kids. And he looks across, he sees me. I'm wearing a Goldberg shirt. And then that sermon turned into whatever he was going to talk about. Into the rest of the sermon was about how an 8-year-old boy was going to burn in hell for having a favorite wrestler. Mm. So I got to think about that, and I was sitting down at work on my little, I don't take lunch, but I take little grazing periods through the night, where I sit down in a counter drawer and I do some grazing, and I'll have my phone going, because I got all kinds of tism and stuff, and I'm watching Nacho Libre clips, because I really like that movie.
That's right.
Ignacio, where are your robes? They were stinky.
These are my recreation clothes.
Something about him when they were stinky always made me laugh.
Get that corn out of my face.
Sometimes you wear stretchy pants. It's so fun. I don't do accents, but we'll be right back. But anyway, I was just watching that movie, and that's kind of the point of that movie. He becomes a masked luchador so he can wrestle, because it would be idolatry. So that's it. That's the episode. We are going to sit down, and we are going to do a faith-based episode, letting you all know, if any of you are in the church and you hear things like this, why that God doesn't give a hoot if you like wrestling. We're not going to get into the bullet points of that, but that is what I'm going to say is a perfect description for the episode. God doesn't give a hoot if you like wrestling. He's got God stuff going on. He's got bigger stuff going on than is Leon watching Monday Night Raw. Now, again, we've dipped into the gray areas of this privately. We will wait to say those until that episode because I really want to save as much content for it. And I think we should do a couple different these a year, and I call them Testify or Tap Out. I came up with that. You guys are welcome. And we'll do a little segment, Testify and Tap Out, and we'll have an episode of these little special episodes that, if you're interested in that kind of thing, you want to hear about, faith versus, certain things, or like how faith can be involved in professional wrestling, how it works, and sometimes how it doesn't work, and things like that, and when we should separate them and when we should not. And things like that. If you like that, listen to those episodes. If that's not your cup of tea and you don't want to hear about that, well, it's fine. You can skip it. It's not going to mess with your continuity.
No.
It's extra. Also, going to be setting up a Patreon here pretty soon just to try to get a little monetization on us. Anything you guys want to give us will be great. I think the lowest is $1. And it goes up. And we'll come up with some stuff for the Patreon, try to get you guys some stuff for... we got to get this merch in line. I've got a logo, and I've got some things. You guys see the logo when you listen on.
And we can, we may even do, Q&A episodes. Y'all message us on Facebook with questions, and we'll try our best to answer them. So
yeah, hey, maybe if you give it the highest tier, we'll do $20 highest tier. You can be on the show.
Yeah, we can phone you in. So
we'll put y'all in the episode. You know what I'm saying? So. We're going to come up with some things. We need to grease our pockets a little bit too, because number one, I do this for fun. I do love this, but if I can make a little scratch.
That's right.
It would be nice. That's the goal. I'd like to not have to work anymore. And this is how most of these things start. Two dudes with microphones and a computer in their buddy's guest room, and now we're in the car or something whenever we have to do this. But, so we got that coming up. We got those things coming up, and we talked about a draft today. We're going to be doing two separate drafts. I would like to do the AEW roster, and I would like to do the WWE roster. You're starting a company with both, but you can only use wrestlers from this roster and this roster, and things like that. And then maybe some fun stuff. Maybe I'll be I'll allow you one from the WWA roster because that is our home promotion.
Yeah.
That is where we frequent now. We've been to one show, and now we're we've been to all of them.
Yeah, because that's the thing. They're such a smaller company.
Yeah.
But they're so well put together. Like we asked Dash last episode.
Yeah,
they're so well put together.
Yeah, they're very well put together. And I appreciate that. I think that's got a lot of... I think that's got... it just says a lot about how much those guys care.
Yeah, and when you have a company that hits really close to home on their values and their expectations and the clientele that they have that comes in and watches these shows, when it hits close to home, it makes you want to support it even more. We're not going to talk about what just happened, but...
Did the mic pick it up?
I don't know if it did or not. We're going to find out later.
So, dude.
That was awful.
I hope so, dude. The first person to find it, I swear. Oh, man, the first person to find it, I'll get you a hat made with our logo on it.
Yeah. Let's just say that some wind blew through the room, and
did you hear that frog? Listen, but anyway, that's what happens on this show. It's free. You got to hear me fart sometime. You're fine, dude.
Good Lord.
Whatever, dude. What I want to know is why we're sweating. That's what I want to know. It is terribly hot.
It is a smaller room. It is 85 degrees outside, Casey. What do you expect? And I've got the air on. Don't say I don't.
You got the air on 78.
No, I don't. Look, so when my wife is not home, not anymore, but used to, I would keep my thermostat on 77 degrees. And I was told that I was insane for doing so.
Leon, I thought the point was to not be in hell. I thought
hell's way hotter than 77 degrees.
You know what? I think we could talk about that.
You'll lose.
I don't think it's hot.
Okay.
I don't think the fire burns. I think there's not a word for it. I don't think it's hot.
Okay.
I think it's different for each person. That's what I like to think. There's a show that discusses that called Lucifer. It's a comic book. Somebody made a comic book about the devil comes to earth and he stays because he decides he doesn't want to be the devil anymore. He doesn't understand what he was forced to be the devil for doing nothing more than just speaking up. He's very selfish. He only sees things his way. That's actually the whole point of the show, is that he's very selfish and very immature. And he's responsible for like all the best pop songs. He wrote them all. He sings one at the end of every episode pretty much for a long time. Or like it got that way. But like when he would sing a song, like, yeah, I wrote the song, gave it to so-and-so. They sold me their soul. I gave them the song. The guy's so good. But in that show, when he goes back down to hell, he's walking through and it's got like rooms. And each room is something different for everyone. It's usually you have to relive something terrible over and over and over. Like the worst thing you ever did, it tortures you. Usually it's that, but sometimes it's like, yeah, you're strapped to a rock and this stick pokes your pee-pee every 10 seconds. Like, sometimes it's just like that. Not literally that, but sometimes it's what it is. And I was like, you know what? If I was designing something like that, that's how I would do it. So that's what I think, me personally. I also, for a long time, thought that dogs went to heaven. So, and then when I found out that dogs don't have souls, it really hurt my feelings.
How did we get on this topic?
Because I hit my pen too many times. I have a prescription.
I'm sure you do.
I have a prescription.
And you were subscribed gummies too?
No, those are different. But yes, you can get those. I was not prescribed those gummies, no. I'm sure somebody was.
And you just borrowed some.
Yeah, this is all satire, by the way. Yes, the gummies are prescription. I just like to have fun. Casey likes to have fun. I'm a silly fun boy. If I could step back into any kind of wrestling capacity, I would be the silly fun boy. And I would be a clown, and I would go up and poke people on the nose.
I kind of see you as a James Ellsworth, really. We're not even going to get into that,
no.
trying to get that interview
How
in.
dare you? But, I'm not going to go into that because this show is also supposed to be very positive.
It is.
However, there are some people that we are not positive about. Hulk Hogan, burn. He can burn. I hope he does. Medusa? Oh, dude. We got beef from way back. Ryback.
None of these people will be on this show.
Absolutely not.
We are going to try to get more of the WWA roster on here.
Ryback was mean to me.
Ryback blocked him on every platform.
In all fairness.
You started it.
I did start it.
And he finished it. You fed him so much he couldn't take any more.
No, I made ghost accounts and I troll him.
He finished it. That's a little shout out to Ryback, but
why?
because his finisher is amazing. His finisher is amazing. You cannot tell me that you do not love the shell shock.
If it wasn't an elevated Samoan drop.
It's beautiful.
He didn't make it up.
It's a cradle lift Samoan drop.
It's fine. He didn't make it up.
No, but he executed it beautifully.
I mean, whatever you want to say, but he was. I make ghost accounts and I troll him all the time.
You shouldn't do that.
Why?
Because it's Ryback.
Right.
Who legally changed his name to Ryback.
Right. And Medusa.
I don't know who that is.
Alundra Blaze.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
Medusa has the cojones, the huevos, the marbles, right, to walk around with the WWF Women's Championship.
And throw it in a trash can.
Like she didn't throw it in a trash can.
Oh.
She was holding it up at Saturday night's main event, and I went ballistic.
I bet.
Chelsea is not aware that I had this beef with this lady wrestler who probably doesn't remember.
From the 1980s.
And she probably doesn't remember me, but every once in a while I poke back up on Twitter or X and just let her know that I still have her in my crosshairs.
Wow, but the odds of you ever talking to her are 0 to none.
I hate hypocrites, Leon.
Well, yes, obviously.
How
but
dare you throw that belt in the garbage and then parade it around because WWE gave you a Legends contract? Take that over to AEW. Take it over there in a company where there's no respect for any tradition. Go ahead. Take it over there.
She should have just taken the whole trash can with her.
She should have got in it.
Probably.
Oh, that would be a monster truck.
Oh, my goodness. Do you realize that if she hopped in that trash can with that belt, it would be a burn barrel? Can you believe that?
I don't know what that means. I'd call it
Alundra Blaze.
Oh, I was gonna go
To
with
burn barrel.
I was gonna go with it because she's a dumpster fire, but
So her in-ring stuff wasn't great.
none of it was great. I hate her stupid face. I hate her stupid hair. This is the only negativity I get to get is right now.
With Alundra Blaze.
Yeah, and Vince McMahon. He pooped on people. There's just no coming back from that. He
There's not,
did.
no.
He did. He pooped on a lady and was like, deal with it. She was like, please don't poop on me. And he was like, you're fired. And he pooped
You know,
on
I
her.
saw rumors that he was trying to buy AEW at one time.
Those rumors were false. He actually just went and opened up an entertainment company. He's an entertainment agent again like he was before.
He's going to open up another wrestling promotion.
No, I think he'll die before he'll even get the ring.
He's already 150 years old. He'll live
He's-
till he's 200.
He's older than Methuselah. I'm pretty sure if you go back in, what is it, Genesis, that has like 12 pages of
Names.
Soba got so. I'm pretty sure right in the middle is Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Right, and I'm going to say in the middle to be generous. In the middle. But yeah, anyway, negativity. It's gone now.
We are going to try to do light side of the ring stuff,
Hulk Hogan's a liar.
except for that. But other than that,
Yeah, no, I'm having a little too much fun. It was a hard day at work today.
but we got it done.
I got to go home, cook some dinner. Then I got to close tomorrow. And then I'm off, but I have to work a little bit Sunday.
And then we're
because
going to WWA in Bowling Green.
Going to WWA. I don't know. I don't do voices. Where's my I don't do voices camera? Let me look at it.
You don't have one?
But, you know, I just thought this would be some fun stuff. And,
It is fun.
you know, I think we can go ahead and cut it because I really want to go home and make soup.
All right.
And I have to honk out a dirt snake a little bit, too.
Gosh, you already did that once.
I've done it twice today.
Oh,
What are you
God.
talking about, man? Anyway, this has been the segment for Casey's bowel movements.
Casey's bowel movement.
That's right.
Guess who?
Oh, man. But anyway, it was fun. Take care of yourselves. Love one another.
And we will see everybody back on Monday.
Yeah.